Today, we're diving into one of the biggest changes happening inside companies right now. It's this huge shift from treating company knowledge like a dusty old library to building a living, intelligent brain that actually helps everyone work smarter. So, how is this happening? Let's get into it. You know the feeling. We've all been there, right? You're hunting for that one critical piece of info, a project update, a tech spec, a policy detail, and it's somewhere, buried in another department's folder, trapped in an old chat log, or it's just hopelessly out of date. It's an incredibly common frustration, but it really points to a much deeper problem with how companies manage their most valuable asset, their knowledge. So, when we say knowledge, what are we really talking about? This hierarchy is a great way to think about it. You see, at the very bottom, you've just got raw data, numbers, facts. Give that data some context, organize it, and suddenly it becomes information. Now, when you mix that information with experience and interpretation, that's when it becomes real knowledge. And at the very top, that's wisdom, when you can apply that knowledge with good judgment. The whole goal here is to help people move up this pyramid, fast. For years, the approach to managing all this stuff has been pretty straightforward. Build a big digital filing cabinet. We make endless folders, we upload documents, and then we just hope people can find what they need. This is what I call the dead library model. It's a static archive. It's a place where knowledge goes to be stored, not really to be used. Now, you might be thinking, hey, we have a knowledge base. That's better. And you're right. It's a huge step up from just a messy repository. A repository is that broad, long-term archive, the whole shebang. A knowledge base is much more curated. It's focused on solving specific problems. But here's the catch. Even a great knowledge base is fundamentally reactive. It still needs you to know exactly what to ask and exactly where to look. So, how do we break out of this reactive model? Well, the real game changer has been AI's newfound ability to truly understand human language. And this isn't just about making search a little bit faster, it's a complete revolution in how we interact with information itself. This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of the change. Think about it. If you search a traditional system for something like, how do I get my account back? It might completely miss a document titled Password Reset Procedures. Why? Because the keywords don't match. But an AI system, it understands the meaning and the intent behind your question and connects the dots. It's searching for concepts, not just plain word match. Okay, but how does AI do this with your company's private, sensitive information? The magic trick here is a technology called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. You can think of RAG as the bridge that lets a powerful large language model, one of those AIs trained on the whole internet, to securely access and use your internal documents without needing to be retrained on them. This completely solves the problem of the AI not knowing about your company's latest data. And it works in 3 pretty simple steps. First, when you ask a question, the system retrieves the most relevant little chunks of text from all your internal documents. Step 2, it augments or enhances your original question by adding all that context it just found. And finally, it feeds this new supercharged prompt to the language model, which then generates a really accurate answer that's actually grounded in your company's real-world data. So now that we have this incredible RAG system for answering questions, the next evolution is to make the whole thing proactive. We're moving beyond just finding information and into a world where your knowledge system becomes an active assistant, powered by what we call AI agents. This is where the system truly comes alive. Agentic AI can now have a hand in every single part of this knowledge lifecycle you see here. Just imagine an AI agent that doesn't just store your data, but automatically checks its quality, manages who gets to see it, and even handles complex updates, all on its own. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, these AI agents are always working in the background. They're analyzing what people are searching for, and if they find questions that don't have good answers, they can draft new articles to fill those gaps. They're flagging old content that needs a refresh. They can even pull a piece of info from a document, another from a chat log, and a third from a support ticket to create one single perfect answer. It's a system that's constantly getting smarter. What this all adds up to is something that people are starting to call a cognitive workspace. Picture this. You open up a new project plan, and an AI agent, because it understands the context of what you're doing, proactively pulls up relevant market research, notes from a similar project last year, and the contact info for key stakeholders, all without you even having to ask. The knowledge you need literally finds you. All right, let's take this one step further. It's amazing to have an intelligent knowledge system, but how do we connect that to the way people actually learn and grow inside the company? This is where a strategic framework like the KMELI model comes into play. It's a bit of a mouthful, but the idea is simple. It's designed to fully integrate knowledge management with e-learning. And the secret ingredient, the bridge that connects these two worlds, is organizational competencies, those specific skills and knowledge areas that people need to succeed in their roles. And look, this isn't just a high-level theory. It's a practical six-stage process. You start by analyzing the real business problem. Then you design an integrated system built around those core competencies. You develop the learning materials and knowledge assets together. You roll it out. And most importantly, you constantly measure the impact so you can keep making the system better. So what's the glue that holds this entire complex ecosystem together? The answer is metadata. You can just think of it as data about your data. This diagram looks complicated, but notice that central hub, the metadata repository. It's what provides the critical context, like who created a document, what skill it relates to, or when it expires, that allows the AI to intelligently connect all the different pieces of the puzzle. Ultimately, this whole approach is pushing us toward what you could call a coast file future. Instead of thinking in terms of big, clunky files like a single PDF, we start thinking in terms of small, interconnected knowledge units. Imagine a single paragraph from that PDF, a key stat from a spreadsheet, and a comment from a chat log, all linked together as one dynamic piece of knowledge. The AI can then just surf this web of ideas instead of digging through static folders. Okay, let's bring this all home. What does this shift from a simple search tool to a full-blown innovation engine actually mean for you and your work every single day? Well, the impact becomes crystal clear when you look at the numbers from real case studies. We're talking about things like cutting developer onboarding time in half, a 60% drop in those repetitive, how do I do this questions, research prep time for analysts down by 50%. These aren't small tweaks, folks. This is a massive boost to productivity across the board. So, to wrap it all up, if you remember just a few things, make it these. We're moving from static libraries to active, intelligent ecosystems. The huge leap forward was AI shifting from matching keywords to understanding meaning. Agentic AI takes that even further, proactively managing knowledge for you. And when you connect all this with e-learning, you create a real learning organization. And finally, the future isn't about finding files, it's about connecting knowledge. So that leaves us with one final thought. Take a hard look at your own organization's collective intelligence. Is it locked away in a dead library? Or is it being transformed into a living, thinking brain that makes everything you do faster, smarter, and better?